Hi everyone, Sam Mathers from Fitter Futures, and I thought I'd jump on and just share my thoughts this morning about 12-year-old girls. So I have a 12-year-old daughter myself who is proving to be quite a challenge at times, and we certainly are butting heads a lot, and I feel like she's 12 going on 16 sometimes, and the attitude's there, and I know from talking to so many other parents of girls of the same age that we're all going through the same thing. I've had a lot of conversations recently, and I'm talking sort of over the last few months, with parents of 12-year-old girls who are all facing a similar challenge around their daughters losing interest in sport. They've been playing soccer for a while, they've been playing netball for a while, but they don't want to play anymore. Some of them really struggling with PE at school, not loving it. Some girls even feeling really anxious about it. And, a trend around, girls also, losing interest in exercise altogether, and parents are sort of saying, well, you've got to do something, you can't sort of sit around and do nothing. But how do we motivate our girls to want to do something when they're in that frame of mind? So I just wanted to jump on and share that, because if you're a mum or a dad who's experiencing this with their daughter or son around that, age 12, you're not alone. And it is worrying. I think the common themes I'm hearing is that they're not finding sport fun anymore. It's either not fun anymore, and that can be because maybe the coaching environment, maybe it's getting too serious. Maybe they're not with their friends anymore because they're being graded. So it's either not fun anymore, or they're not with their friends, or their friends are dropping out. It's this really weird sort of transition phase where, they're moving out of this phase where they would just play the sport or do the activity that we chose for them, to sort of saying, well, no, don't want to do it anymore. So I guess a couple of things I would say about that. I think, sometimes getting them in an environment where it's not as competitive, like team sports sometimes just don't fit kids well. So maybe sometimes getting them out of that environment where they feel like they're being compared to others, or they're worried about, attention being on them and embarrassing themselves amongst, others. That can help. And I know certainly that's the kind of environment we have here, where the focus is very much about just being the best you can be. It's not about trying to be the fastest or be the strongest. It's just being your best. So that sort of, it's not as threatening as what maybe some other environments can be. It has to be fun. So I would say to any of those parents out there whose kids are saying they don't want to play the sport anymore because it's not fun, let them choose something or try something that, that might be fun. And maybe it's not your first choice of activity, but I think the main thing is, like, it has to be fun, or the kids aren't going to want to do it. And try not to be, the parent who's trying to live, living vicariously through their kids either. So, that there's that pressure sometimes from outside influences to, be in the competitive squad or being the rep squad, or if you don't do that, you're going to miss out. And sometimes that sort of, forcing them to sort of specialize early and, basically that's all you can do, there's no time for anything else, that can be really detrimental as well. I think, trying to take that pressure off the kids and allowing them to sort of explore different things is actually really healthy for them. So, and then on the side of losing confidence in their body, there is undeniably a link between kids feeling confident and feeling physically really capable in their body. So, and I see it every day in the gym here, when we see kids, getting stronger, getting fitter, becoming more capable, it changes everything. Their mindset changes, they're more willing to try new things. And this is feedback I get from parents and teachers even who are teaching these kids. There is definitely a link between feeling physically capable and feeling confident in yourself. So if you've got a 12-year-old daughter who's losing confidence at a rapid rate, and they're feeling self-conscious, and they're not feeling confident, in their body, then you need to try and get them in an environment where we can change that. And I know that we do that here. And I'm not saying it because I own Fitter Futures, I'm saying it because there are people and members who will tell you and who tell me every day that that is what's happening with their kids. So getting them in the environment where they can thrive in that way is going to be a game changer for them. So yeah, 12-year-olds, it's a tough age. Some of them have just started high school. Some of them are transitioning to high school. Friendship groups are changing. It's a pretty difficult time for 12-year-olds, and yeah, you might need to look at other options for them to keep them engaged in physical activity. It doesn't have to be sport, it could be anything. So yeah, just wanted to shout out to all the parents out there. I am one of them who has a 12-year-old who's a bit of a challenge. You know, often it's not us that can, as parents, we're not the ones who can motivate them. They don't want to hear it from us. So sometimes you do need to find just that environment where there are other people who do inspire them and motivate them, who they feel comfortable with, that can be that change that you're looking for. So anyway, if you're ever interested in our programs, drop us a line. We've got a really great youth program. Speaking of girls, we actually have a teen girls class, which has like tween and teen girls in it. So, you know, that 12-year-old age group is a perfect fit for our teen girls. That's a really good place to start as well if you've got a girl who's especially self-conscious and anxious and feeling worried about coming into, you know, a new environment, especially if she doesn't have friends with her. So that would be my other tip. If you're going to try something new, try and drag a few friends into it, because these girls and boys for that matter at this age like to travel in packs, and if they can do it with a friend, it's much, much easier to motivate them to come. So if you can find another parent who's in a similar boat, maybe put your heads together and bring the kids in together, and that's this. They've got their safety blanket there, and it's much less intimidating for them, even though this is not an intimidating place, but you've still got to get them here. So anyway, hang in there, guys. We're all going to have our moments. We're lucky we have such, you know, good friends around us that are all going through the same thing, so we can compare notes. But yeah, feel free to reach out if we can help anyway. Bye.